up of my head. And what happens if you are the one responsible for your predicament? If your head is bowed because of your own misbehavior, what will you do to get the lifter up of your head to come in and help you? It's one word called restitution. Put things right. Go over what you have done that led you into your predicament and restitute. Put things right. My God is a holy God. It's not going to just see you having messed up and just say, you are the lifter up of my head. It will say, all right, I am there. All power belongs to me. I can't do anything. But you got yourself into this situation. If I get you out without your restituting, I will be condoning sin. When you get home, read Joshua chapter 7. Read the whole chapter. And then read Joshua chapter 8. What happened? God had just given mighty victory to the children of Israel in Jericho. And then he won them. Everything you see in Jericho, the gold, the silver, I don't want you to touch any of them. They belong to me. That's what God said. But then one fellow said, who is God? What does he see? He stole some gold, stole some raiment, and hid it. And the people went to war. Now God has promised Joshua, everywhere the sole of your feet shall trod upon, I have given it unto you. No man will be able to stand before you all the days of your life. That's what he promised Joshua. And then now they went to war against a very small town called Ai. And they were thoroughly beaten. The Bible said Joshua fell on his face. He said wasn't just down. He said was on the floor. God, what shall I do now? There are many enemies around me. Now they will hear that God has knocked me down. God has defeated me. And the rest will gather forces together and come. God said, it's a very simple matter, Joshua. You can get up. I am the lifter up of heads. But everything you've done wrong, you have to put right. Otherwise, I won't go with you anymore. Read it, it's there. Joshua got up, found out what went wrong, restituted everything, and then God said, now we can continue the journey. These people who defeated you, I will show you how to wipe them out. There is someone who is called the lifter up of heads. You want him to lift up your head? Restitute your ways. I've told you the story before, and with this I'm closing. I've told you the story of one of my students when I was a lecturer at the University of Lagos, and he had this very strange problem. And the problem was, he smelled like a dead body. Excuse me. If he sat by your side Within 5 minutes, you will relocate. They use all manners of soap. The doctors recommended everything, and the boy kept on smelling. And then he came to me for prayers. By then I was born again. I was a pastor. And as I was about to pray for him, God said, don't waste your prayer. He has a restitution to make. He was a young fellow. He's not married, so I can't say he's married the wrong woman or whatever. But then God asked me to ask questions. By the time I was asking the question, we got the point. He was a teacher in a primary school before he came to the university. And in the school, the children were contributing a penny each. Kobo, kobo. It was long ago now. At a time when 1 penny was money. And the children were contributing the money so that at the end of the year, they would be able to have a party. But this fellow got admission to the University of Lagos by September and disappeared. The children came back to school, the teacher was no longer here. And with the teacher went their money. So they reported him to God. God, you know where the teacher is, so he took away our money. That's when he began to smell. You can't fight God and win. When you have, I was telling some people not too long ago, you can do whatever you like concerning me or lie against me. And many of them are very good at doing that now. Mock me, but please don't touch my God. Because if I say I want to fight you, you can run away. You want to fight God? Where will you run to? Boy, this is what God said. Yes, he said it's true. Will you go back to the school and go and give those children their money? I advised him, I said, if I were you, I won't give them one penny. I will give them one shilling. It was in the days of shillings and pence. And the shilling there, I think, is how many pennies now? 12 pennies or something. He went back to the school. As soon as he arrived, the children saw him. Hey, our teacher has come back. And he said to them, do you remember the money you were saving with us? We remember. And they told him how much. And he restituted. He paid them a shilling for a penny. Then he came back. Sir, I've done what God asked me to do. And I said, now we can pray. And God said, there's no need. Tell him not to drink ice water for a week or for 2 weeks. He stopped drinking ice water. And he became completely whole. And has been whole since then. God can fight you with the water you drink. When you find your head down and it is as a result of your fault, restitute your ways. And then the lifter of your head will come into action. Which brings us to the conclusion. There are some of you who have not even been saved. There is someone called the lifter up of your head. He's ready to lift you out of sickness, lift you out of poverty, lift you out of bondage, lift you out of curses, lift you out of shame, if you will come to him. Because he says in his word, he said, if I be lifted up, I will draw men unto me. Come and surrender your life to him. He can solve all your problems. But failure to come to him means you are telling him, I don't need you. Well, if you don't need him, then you can continue with your problems. But I appeal to you today, come and surrender your life to the one who can remove your shame, who can solve all your problems. I'm going to count from 1 to 7. Before I say 7, if you want to give your life to Jesus, come. Come very quickly. Oh, God bless you. God bless you. Don't wait for anyone else. Come to Jesus. Come and surrender your life to him. He has the ability to lift you out of the miry clay. He can solve all your problems. 2 now. 3.